Most people believe that changing their life requires something dramatic. They imagine a moment of intense motivation, a big decision, or a powerful turning point where everything suddenly becomes different. But psychology shows that real transformation rarely happens this way. In reality, the biggest changes in life often begin with the smallest habits. What many people misunderstand is that the brain does not change through occasional bursts of effort. It changes through repetition. Every action you repeat sends a signal to your brain about who you are. Over time, those signals slowly shape your identity. Psychologists often explain this with a simple idea: behavior creates identity. If every day you act in ways that reflect growth, discipline, and awareness, your brain begins to see you as someone who possesses those qualities. But if your daily habits are filled with distraction, procrastination, or inconsistency, your brain forms a different identity, not because you are incapable, but because your repeated actions are teaching your mind a different story. This is why habits are so powerful. They are not just small actions. They are instructions you give your brain about the type of person you are becoming. Research in behavioral psychology shows that even tiny habits, when repeated consistently, can reshape neural pathways in the brain. These pathways control how we think, react to stress, make decisions, and pursue goals. Imagine waking up every day and making small intentional choices. Drinking water instead of immediately checking your phone. Spending 10 minutes planning your day. Choosing to read instead of scrolling endlessly. Each of these actions may feel insignificant in the moment, but when repeated for weeks and months, they quietly transform the way your brain works. This is why 6 months can be such a powerful period of change. 6 months may seem short, but it contains roughly 180 days. That means 180 opportunities to reinforce new habits and reshape your thinking. The most inspiring part is that transformation does not require perfection. You do not need to change everything at once. In fact, trying to change everything at once often leads to burnout. Instead, real progress happens when you focus on a few meaningful habits and practice them consistently. Over time, those habits begin to compound. Your mind becomes clearer. Your confidence grows. Your decisions improve. And slowly, almost quietly, your life begins to move in a different direction. In the next themes, we will explore specific habits that psychology suggests can dramatically influence your mindset, productivity, and emotional strength. Some of them may seem simple, some may even feel obvious, but their power lies in consistency. Because sometimes the difference between the life you have now and the life you want is not a huge transformation. Sometimes it is just a few small habits practiced every day for 6 months. If you're ready, in the next part we will begin exploring the first habits that can start changing the way you think, act, and live your life. One of the most powerful habits that can change your life in 6 months begins with something surprisingly simple: how you start your morning. Most people wake up and immediately grab their phone. Within seconds, their mind is flooded with messages, news, notifications, and social media. Before they even have a chance to fully wake up, their brain is already reacting to the outside world. Psychology suggests that this small habit has a bigger impact than most people realize. The first moments after waking up are when the brain is especially sensitive to stimulation. During this time, your mind is transitioning from a resting state into a focused state. Whatever information enters your mind first often sets the emotional tone for the rest of the day. When the first thing you see in the morning is social media, your brain begins comparing, reacting, and processing other people's lives before you have even thought about your own. Over time, this creates a subtle pattern of distraction and mental overload. But imagine starting your day differently. Instead of reaching for your phone immediately, you give yourself 10 minutes of quiet space. You sit up slowly, take a few deep breaths, stretch your body, or simply look out the window and allow your mind to wake up naturally. This short moment of calm may not seem important, but it sends a powerful signal to your brain. It tells your mind that the day begins with awareness, not reaction. Research in behavioral psychology indicates that when people begin their mornings with small intentional actions, they are more likely to maintain focus and emotional balance throughout the day. This habit also strengthens something psychologists call internal control. Instead of feeling like life is constantly pulling your attention in different directions, you begin to feel that you are guiding your own day. Another important morning habit is hydration. After several hours of sleep, the body naturally becomes dehydrated. Drinking water soon after waking helps your brain and body regain energy more quickly. While this may seem like a physical habit, it also influences mental clarity. Studies suggest that even mild dehydration can affect concentration and mood. A simple glass of water in the morning can help your brain start the day feeling more alert and focused. Movement is another powerful morning habit. You do not need an intense workout routine. Even a few minutes of stretching or a short walk can wake up your nervous system and increase blood flow to the brain. Psychologists and neuroscientists have found that physical movement early in the day often improves mood and motivation for hours afterward. It is as if the body is reminding the mind that it is time to begin the day with energy. Another helpful practice is spending a few minutes planning your day. Many people move through their day reacting to whatever problem appears next. Emails, messages, unexpected tasks. Everything competes for attention. But when you take just 5 minutes to think about your priorities, something interesting happens. Your brain begins to organize itself around purpose. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by everything that could happen, you choose 1 or 2 meaningful tasks that truly matter. This small act of planning creates direction. Over time, starting your mornings with awareness, movement, hydration, and intention can dramatically change the way you experience each day. And when days begin to feel more focused and calm, weeks and months begin to change as well. Because transformation is not built from occasional big decisions. It is built from the quiet routines that shape the beginning of every single day. In the next theme, we will explore another set of habits that influence productivity, focus, and the way your brain handles challenges throughout the day. Another habit that has the power to completely transform your life in 6 months is learning how to guide your attention and energy toward what truly matters. In the previous theme, we talked about how distractions constantly compete for your focus. But there is something even deeper that psychology reveals. The direction of your attention eventually becomes the direction of your life. Think about it for a moment. The things you think about most often slowly shape your emotions, your decisions, and the actions you take every day. If your mind is constantly focused on problems, comparisons, and negativity, your brain begins to believe that life is mostly stressful and overwhelming. But if you begin training your attention to focus on growth, learning, and meaningful progress, your inner world begins to change. Psychology research suggests that the brain is highly adaptable. This ability is called neuroplasticity. It means that the brain is constantly reorganizing itself based on the patterns of thoughts and behaviors you repeat. In simple terms, what you focus on repeatedly becomes stronger in your mind. This is why one of the most powerful habits you can develop is daily reflection. At the end of each day, taking just a few quiet minutes to review your experiences can create a powerful shift in awareness. You might ask yourself simple questions. What went well today? What did I learn? What could I improve tomorrow? These questions may seem small, but they help your brain process experiences more consciously. Instead of letting the day pass without reflection, you turn everyday moments into opportunities for growth. Over time, this habit strengthens something psychologists call self-awareness. Self-aware people understand their patterns, recognize their emotions, and adjust their behavior more effectively. Another important habit is learning to treat yourself with patience during the process of change. Many people abandon new habits because they expect results too quickly. They begin a new routine for a few days or weeks, but when progress feels slow, they assume they are failing. But psychology shows that meaningful change often happens gradually and quietly at first. Habits work beneath the surface. Day by day, small actions reshape neural pathways in the brain. At first, the progress may be invisible, but after several months, those small actions begin to compound. Suddenly you realize that your mornings feel more organized, your thoughts feel clearer, your reactions to challenges feel calmer, not because of one dramatic moment, but because of hundreds of small decisions you repeated over time. Another important part of this process is learning to celebrate small progress. The human brain responds strongly to positive reinforcement. When you recognize even small improvements, your brain becomes more motivated to continue the behavior. For example, if you successfully maintained a morning routine for a week, acknowledge that effort. If you reduced distractions and completed an important task, give yourself credit for that progress. These moments of recognition strengthen motivation and reinforce the identity you are building. And this brings us to perhaps the most important idea of all. The habits you practice every day are not just changing your schedule, they are slowly shaping the person you are becoming. Each time you choose focus instead of distraction, discipline instead of procrastination, reflection instead of mindless repetition, you are reinforcing a new version of yourself. 6 months of these small habits can create a powerful transformation, not because your life suddenly becomes perfect, but because your mindset becomes stronger, calmer, and more intentional. If you have been searching for a moment that will change your life, the truth is that the moment may already be here. It begins with the small choices you make today. And if this message resonated with you, consider subscribing to the channel for more insights about psychology, personal growth, and the hidden patterns that shape human behavior. Because sometimes the most powerful transformations do not come from dramatic events. They come from quiet habits repeated every day, slowly guiding your life in a better direction.